everybody, what's going on? It's your favorite podcast host, Rene, and I'm the one that says all the shit you're afraid to say. So we are doing, as I keep saying we. I don't know why I keep saying we, because it's no other co-host over here with me. It's just me and this bitch by myself. But it's Saturday Spotlight, and I'm doing it big, for Pride Month. So I have a new guest every Saturday. Of course, if you missed any of the past episodes, please go back and check them out, because it is super duper important that you support the culture and, again, become an ally if you're not, and get an understanding that you got some really tough ass motherfuckers out here doing good things in the community, whether they like girls or they like guys. Guys are like guys, girls are like girls, people that like both. Okay, so today I have a very special guest. She is my good girlfriend all the way across on the other she's West Coast, definitely West Coast, but down south, you know what I mean? But she's in New Mexico, and she is a chief of her fire department. So I want you guys all to give a warm welcome to my guest, Chief Christina Mendez is in the building. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Look at you. Look at the haircut. Look at the fire. Yes, honey. I love it. Do you like it?
It's hard to get used to.
It is?
Yeah, but it's easier when I wear my helmet and my gear. My hair doesn't get all pulled.
Okay. But it's all good. I like it. I love it. It's so cute. It's like for your face, because your face is so cute. But it's like the haircut, just like bam, just bring it bam out there. So welcome to the K Rene Show. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule, because I know fires can be very long-winded, can't they? In a sense. Yeah. And I figured, because one, I wanted to have you on the show today because there's not a lot of chiefs nor lieutenants in the fire department, or even to the police department. So for public safety workers to be able to go out there, do what they need to do, save lives, and then be in a top ranked position where you really have to probably control a department, a team, etc. It's come a long way over the years, because it's only been dominant to give it to men. Yeah. So I really wanted to bring you on because of the fact that, one, I wanted everybody to know that we got a badass female who is a fire chief, and you've been, we'll get into this now. So how long have you been a firefighter before you became a chief?
Well, I started off as a junior firefighter when I was 15 years old.
Really?
Yeah. Started 15 as a junior firefighter, and then I left, and then I came back and I joined again, and they stepped me up to lieutenant. I went from lieutenant to captain, and then I went to assistant chief, back to lieutenant. And then this station where I'm at now completely shut down. They didn't have anybody since 2017.
Okay.
And so they were hurting, and they asked me, can you come and just run this station? You're the highest qualification out here. And so I said, oh yeah, I'll go give it a try.
Gotcha. Got you. So, my question is, why fires? Like, what prompted you to want to become a part of a fire department and to become a junior firefighter at the age of 15?
Well, at 15, I would see the fire rescues, and they were going on, and the sound.
Right.
I was like, oh, that sounds so cool. I want to do that when I get big. It's not all about that anymore.
I bet it's not. You're like, yeah, this is not what I thought was cute.
You hear those sirens, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to attend to? What am I going to approach when I get there? What is it going to be? I mean, it gets pretty risky, but
yeah,
it's a rush.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's an adrenaline rush, especially when you have people that's inside of a building and it's on fire, and your immediate thought is, I got to get everybody out, but I got to keep my team safe. So with all of that being said, how many is on your team that you actually supervise over as well right now?
I have 6 rookies right now, and I'm trying to get them all certified. So as of right now, it's just me pretty much when we get to the fire. I've been showing them a little bit of hands-on, hose on hose, and showing them off and on. So when we do approach a fire, they're not like a bunch of idiots. Oh, what do I do?
Right. They're like, bucket,
So
what?
they can only
Water?
fight from a distance.
Right. So tell me a little bit about New Mexico, the type of fires that you all experience there, because being that I'm in Maryland and we have a lot of fires, especially we tend to see a lot of fires from old homes, old electrical issues, things that spark off from those homes. And it not just starts within one, then it travels and goes to like several other homes. And then now they're on fire. So what type of fires do you actually tend to see a lot of in New Mexico?
Yeah, we both basically get a lot of wildland fires. It's so dry, and we're not much of a big city. We're more, well, you see the way I am. It's all weeds around us and trees, and so we get a lot of wildland fires. We do get house fires, like you say. We start from the old electrical and stuff like that. We have a lot of people that are like to do their drugs, and we get little pyros and like to start their fires.
Okay.
So we get we get multiple fires a day.
Got it. But majority are more of like land fires, which are dry.
Yeah. And
are they harder to put out?
Yes, because basically wildland fires we don't put out with water. We'll have water on a standby, but mostly we do it manpower. We do it with shovels, rakes, Pulaskis, and we fight the fire. Yeah. So if it's getting out of control, say if I have a fire starting off on the east side and it's going the other direction, we'll start another fire and we'll put burn fire to fire. It sounds kind of weird. Yeah, so we'll start another fire on the other end of it so that way it burns, and when it collides together, the fire actually puts itself out.
Whoa!
And then the wind changes on us and then we're in deep crap.
Oh my God.
It's a lot of work. It's hard.
It sounds hard. It just, when you explained that, and then you were like, in my head, I was like, shovel, and then throw that on. And then we got that, and we got to start another one down on this end so we can meet it and combine together in prayer, and then it just go out. Like, oh my God, I can't even imagine. And so wildfires, I'm sorry, what were you saying?
I used to fight the big wildland fires up in the mountains when the trees would start fire. Those were wicked because you would be standing there and you would hear the fire roaring at you. I mean, it sounded like evil. And you would look up and just the trees above you would be on fire, but nothing below you. When you would look up and everything was on fire above you. And it was creepy. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
And the only protection we have out there on those wildland fires is the blanket. When they say take cover, you get that one blanket, you cover yourself, tuck your toes, tuck your body, and you lay to the ground, and you making sure that blanket is really snug, and then the fire will go right over you.
Nope. No, ma'am. Excuse me. I wish this wasn't water after you just explained and broke that down. I wish this was a whole shot glass or something else. Like, let me drink for you, because I'll be damned. I would quit. I know me. I'd be like, I can't. My anxiety. I can't tuck and cover, but so much underneath this blanket. I'm now a little scared. I can't do this. I cannot. So technically, you've been doing this for what, over 20 years?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And was there anybody else up for the interview or for the position before you got into the position?
They had asked several other people, and they came into the department, but they didn't do the job proper. Okay. Because they came in, state came in, they did come check everything in this department, and this department pretty much almost got shut down. We had almost like deficiencies in this department. So since I've been here, I've already brought it up, and I think I'm lacking 2 deficiencies now. So
really, okay, gotcha.
A lot of dedication and work.
They were like, we need a lady to sort all this out right here, because y'all don't know. Get out the kitchen. Because y'all ain't doing it right. Like, you got to have a certain way of doing things safely. So they probably, of course, felt like, who else best to give it to, especially somebody that has the knowledge, knows what she's doing, have the training, can train others. Were you resisting as far as to take the position? Like, were you like, I don't know? Or were you like, all right, cool, I'm in?
No, I was like, let me think about it. And then they're like, oh, come on, just do it, please, please. And then the next day they came out here and I was working. So when I pulled up, I was like, hey guys, what's up? Are you going to take the position? Let me think about it. Come on, please. So then I'm like, okay, I'll go ahead and give it a try. I told them so. Then I stepped up and got it.
What's your sign?
Capricorn.
Yep. See, that's why you was like, oh yeah, let me be nice and I'll just
go ahead and do it.
I'll do it. Yes, because I feel like I need to save the day. You know, it's earth signs. I'm Virgo, you're Capricorn. So you know how earth signs are. Like we're like, all right, we'll get it done. I'll take care of it. Okay, you got me. I'm sold. I'm in, you know, this, that, the third. So yeah, I totally understand it. And then when we get into the position, we're like, what the hell did I do? Because that was way too much more than I wanted to take on. Like, what the hell was I thinking?
Exactly.
Like, I was just last week saying, I'm tired. I need a break. But then you go not on one level, but the third level beyond on some Buzz Lightyear, like, nah, I'll just take on Chief. I know it's 1,000 plus more hours of work, but yeah.
I know.
Let me help out. Yeah, trust me, I get it. Have you ever encountered any issues as far as at work? And when I mean like issues, as far as being in your position, being a female in a more dominant male type of field of work, have you ever had any issues with people being as far as chauvinistic or dominant towards you? That's great.
None.
That's awesome.
They've all come up to me and they've all shake my hand and they say, damn good work.
And I love that they give you the respect as far as to be in this position, knowing that you deserve it. Because, you know, a lot of men aren't too keen on just like, oh, well, you know, I'll let it go. They'll be the ones that's more of the babies. Like, I'm going to talk to management because it's not right. And how can we have a woman doing XYZ job? But that's a great thing. That means that people definitely respect you in the position that you're in before you got into that position. So you have a good rapport with the people that you work with. So that's awesome. Even down to your trainees, how do they feel? Are they still feeling confident as they're going through the training process?
Oh yeah, they're really loving it. I told them wait till they get to the actual real training, and I mean because when I send them to firefighter 1 school, they think that it's like this fun and game that I'm doing here in this department. I'm like, no, it's a whole ball game. I said you guys might as well start getting used to those SCBA masks, getting all that. If you're claustrophobic, start practicing because when you guys get into there. I mean, you're fully geared. When you're fully geared and you're going into a burning home, you're wearing almost 73 pounds of gear on you.
That's what I was about to ask you. How much weight are you carrying with just your uniform and your gear all together? You said it's about 73 pounds?
Yeah, about 73 pounds.
Then on top of the fact that you might have to drag another person out, which is 100 plus something more pounds or more?
Yep.
I'd have quit, Chris. I know me. I'd be like, nah. I can see me now just dragging, like, he ain't breathing. So, I mean, like, work on that. I can't. Let me get the shovel. Let me help y'all put this part out because that's what I want to. I get to the fire, like, put me on shovel duty. Nah, I'd just rather just shovel and smolder. That's me. Give me one of them blankets, right? Let me drive the truck. As a matter of fact, that's where I belong.
Water to everybody.
Right. I want to put the siren on. Let me just do that. Let me do that. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said that's funny.
Oh, yeah. How does the shift actually work? I know things are different. I'm a big person with rescue shows, and you know Wednesday night is my thing, but it's gone because all the shows went off. Chicago Fire PD, and of course Med. But I know, of course, like I said, it's a show. But how accurate is it? Like, do you all have like a certain amount of days that you really have to stay at the fire, like in the fire department, or can you all go home?
Yeah, we pull shifts.
Okay. So how long is the shift? Pretty much that you would have to normally stay.
Probably about 3 days.
Okay.
and then we stay up here depending on how many times. I mean, like everybody holds jobs on top of this.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever, like, I have some that come from Albuquerque to my station, and sometimes they can only do Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So it's like 3 shifts. Some of us do 5 days.
Okay.
I'm on call 24/7. I do all the time. So.
Right, Chief. Yeah, 24/7. Yeah, they be like, no, call the boss. I don't.
Yeah, you can be sound asleep. 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, and your alarm goes off. You have to jump up out of bed and just head out there, wondering what you're going to expect.
And that's
medical calls too, because we run EMT out of here too, EMT responses. So if there's a rollover, if there's anything else, we respond to all those too.
So besides the fact of the land fires that you actually encounter a majority of, as opposed to with house and electrical things like that, how many calls you think you say you get a day?
Between medical and fire, I think we get more medical calls than we do fire.
Okay.
We can get about to 16 calls a day on medical.
And
maybe 2, 3, maybe 4 calls a day with fire. Yeah, I cover a big area. We cover the whole entire Torrance County, so that's like a widespread.
Okay, got you. And as far as for the fires and medical, as far as what you're getting called out for, that's another thing. Like you have to be, and it doesn't matter what time. Like you said, you got to jump up and get ready, like to go.
Yeah.
No matter how good your sleep was, it's just like you got to get up as if you've been awake, ready to go for like whatever.
Yep.
So, yeah.
You can go to one fire, fight it for 8 hours, 9 hours, get back to the station, clean up, get ready to lay down, and then right when you lay down, boom, another alarm hits and you're right back out at it again.
Are you a 5-hour shot drinker?
I don't drink nothing.
Coffee? Nothing.
Water. I drink coffee once in a while.
Okay. But more so water. That's it.
It's kind of like a bummer if you drink too much stuff, because you're in these big uniforms, and if you need the bathroom.
Yeah. Chris, I'm gonna need a Depends underneath that gear. That's all I'm saying. Like I can help, but I'm gonna help myself too. So I will get myself changed on up once we finally get there and change up.
And
Depends need to be changed, and we get the Depends off. That's it. Get home, get back to the station. You're like, listen, let me go in there first, because I gotta get myself together.
Yeah, I could be there at the fire. They're gonna be like, damn girl, you got a big old butt now. You don't want to know.
She got the junk in the trunk. Right. Junk in the trunk. You're like, the uniform was big, but now we see extra.
What's going on?
Right. He's like, don't worry, there's some squats and them leg lifts that I'll be working out when I'm not in these uniforms. So I'll just be getting myself together. Like, what's the worst fire or even down to medical rescue you have ever experienced out of all your years of doing this field of work?
So my worst fire was one of the guys ran back into the home because he wanted to save his guns and some precious material. We couldn't get him back out, and he burnt in the trailer. And just hearing the scream and nothing we could do, and just it was mind-boggling. Yeah. And on my most medical was a suicide that happened here on the railroad tracks, and the girl laid herself on the railroad track, and so happened to be my best friend's daughter. At that time, I was running EMS, medical, and fire. So I had the roads blocked as a fire, and I responded as a medical at the same time. But then I was running calls with OMI at the time, which was the Office Medical Investigation. So he pulled me off the fire, and I went over there. When I got it and I flipped the body over, I noticed it was my best friend's daughter. That took it to heart really bad, and she kept calling me, and she's like, who is it? Did you guys find out who it was? Well, being in the OMI part, I couldn't tell her who it was, but all along I knew who it was.
Right.
When we had to arrive to her house that next morning to let her know who it was, that was it.
That was it.
I got a good sock in the face because I didn't tell her at the time, and it was bad. It got pretty bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that was, I'm sure, because of the fact of that set in to the point now we're about to start the grieving process, the anger, it's all mixed up. It's a bad concoction of emotions going on. So I could definitely imagine that probably was the hardest thing you probably really had to do and go through, especially to tell somebody that you're very close with. So yeah, how do you break that news? That's hard, but you got to have some type of a mindset, like I said, to deal with not just what you're doing, but even down to police officers. Do you imagine the fact that they got to make these trips and these visits to people and tell them about their children or their spouses and a loved one in general that they didn't make it, they passed away. Yeah. We tried to do what we could. Yeah, I could only imagine.
I dealt with a lot of gory kind of stuff in my life, being in this field. And mm-hmm. You do have to have a really good, strong mindset, because sometimes, you watch a show, you watch a different type of show when it hits you a whole different way after being in this field. And they're like, why are you crying? Just never mind me. Don't just ignore me.
Right. Just go get a soda or something. Leave me alone. God. Go wash that truck again, okay? Leave me alone.
Just leave me alone, please.
Right. For people who love to camp, of course, some people really don't know what they're doing when it comes to building a fire. What kind of tips can you give somebody to set a fire but safely?
I mean, it's okay to do a fire. Do make sure you have a barrier around it and there's no trees around close by. And when you're done camping, make sure it's put out. I mean, completely put out. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can actually put your dirt, you can put water, you can put whatever you can. I mean, after you put in your dirt, you can touch the dirt, and if there's still warmth to it, it's still going to be hot and it can still rekindle. Okay. So more smothering with the dirt, put it out. Yeah. Put a lot of water if you can. And do you build the like a barrier like inside? Like, of course you wanted something like around, like maybe some rocks, some stones or whatever, or more so I think it's placement when it comes to the sticks, the actual wood itself. Like, aren't you supposed to kind of put it in the middle? Yeah. Because some people kind of just be like etch a sketch with it. The rocks and yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. I've had that happen with me with my family. Really? Yeah, they're out camping and they had this big log over the thing. I'm like, there's like a lot of kindling on the bottom of this, guys. This can start fire. And then what are you guys gonna do? Oh, we'll stomp it up. No, you're gonna put that fire right now and you're gonna chop that log in half. Right. It was like, first of all, I'm irritated that y'all didn't ask me to help. Yeah. Hello. Secondly, I appreciate that you tried to do it, but you don't know what you're doing. And third, y'all didn't ask me? Like, yeah. I'm the professional. Like, I'm not going to tell you nothing wrong here. That's one of the biggest problems when people do go camping is they don't put the fire out. And they think by putting their leftover waters or their sodas or whatever they take camping with them, and they just dump their coolers or whatever on top. It puts out the outside, but the inside's still hot of that log. So when they don't put dirt on top of it and they walk away, that log dries up from the heat, it rekindles, and then it starts a big forest fire. Wow. Yeah. Unbelievable. Fire is dangerous no matter whichever way you look at it, even down to grease fires that you're supposed to actually smother out with baking soda, correct? Baking soda or flour. Baking soda or flour? Yeah. Okay. Because I had a grease fire when I was like in 9th grade. Oh, man. In the kitchen. Thank God my mom wasn't home. But my friend, dummy, she puts water on it and it was just like, boom. I was like, okay, so that's not going to work out. So I was just calmly like, you got to put the baking soda over top of it. But it scorched stuff in the kitchen. But it was easy to wipe off like the excess of the residue from the flames. I was like, you're trying to set our little apartment on fire, girl. Like, no, you can't do that. Actually, go home. Yeah. It's my mom come here and we got a burnt down apartment.
I'ma die. Not you. Because she'll kill me. So.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's always good to have a fire extinguisher in your home.
Yeah, we didn't have that, Chris. We didn't have that fire extinguisher. You know what? And the funny thing that you say that, which I was just talking about this with my driving school students, that they should carry an ABC fire extinguisher in their car.
Yes.
Just in case you never know what happens. And then let me be telling them what to do. And I'm the one that's like, oh, but do you have one, Miss Kelly? Like, I ain't asked all of that. And you shouldn't ask me stuff like that. I said, you. That's what I said. But I don't have one. So I should invest in one as well, for myself and my son, because it's the two of us here.
Yeah. And see, and basically on a home, everybody should always look out for, there's certain things to always look out for in a house. And, basically a lot of your fires are going to be caused by kitchen fires, using electrical cords, extension cords, using the base heaters, the little heaters. So there's like a whole lot of different types of fires that can happen in your house. So it's always kind of good to always keep a fire extinguisher and always keep look, listen, and learn your home.
Got it. Yes, very important.
There is a special fire extinguisher for the kitchen. It's called the K.
Okay.
And that's specifically for kitchens because it'll put out the grease and stuff.
And is that something you can get like at Home Depot or something? Okay.
But you can use an ABC fire extinguisher.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Do you see more women joining the fire departments now as opposed to back in the day when you started?
Yeah.
Yeah?
There's a lot of women out in these fire departments now.
I love it. Just taking a position in something, like I said, that used to be dominant to men, especially into the police department and force. Now, I know with police officers, they offer them like counseling and, therapy for certain situations of trauma or issues that they suffer from being on the job. Do you all have something in line like that as well for the firefighters that have actually seen something like you said with someone that has passed on the scene or, didn't make it?
Yeah, they offer it to you.
They do? Okay, that's a good thing. Do you see that people get involved with it or they just tend to patch it up and be like, we'd be all right?
Yeah, they patch it up and they're all right.
Keep on moving. Like, yeah, that was just a bad night. But I think things like that should be something you should be able to talk about. I think if it's something to address so that it keeps you moving forward within the type of work and keep being a person in this position to still be able to have their head on 100% and be in the right mental capacity to deal with whatever is going on. I think it's definitely needed.
Yeah.
For the job itself. So before I let you go, my big question that I've been asking everybody that's been on this show on Saturday Spotlights, what does pride mean to you? And you know what? Before you answer it
means, being comfortable with who you are, knowing who you are, standing up for what is right in your heart, taking strength and humor for life, for taking, in for life, most difficult challenges, regardless of what you believe or think, I don't think anybody should be able to make you feel ashamed of who you are. So
I like that answer.
I think, pride to the world. I think it's trying to say, this is who I am and I'm proud of it.
Right. And what's interesting is my guests, the last couple of ones that I've had, they said it's been so much more important to celebrate it this year because of last year of everything that has come down to almost like the barrier of us not even being here in this world because people just kept going and going and going away from this nasty COVID-19. But now to be able to stand and have a new year and have a different perspective on life, I think people starting to feel more in their pride and be comfortable and happy and just be like, look, I'm not, here to be trying to make you comfortable and appease you. This is what it is. This is my life, and I'm proud to be a part of it, and I'm proud to be what I am, and I'm gonna live that loudly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think
Definitely.
as much as everybody continues to keep doing that, and like I said, I think as far as within more people to get to being more of an ally to the culture itself, I think it's very helpful. What I don't like, which kind of pisses me off every year, is how these major corporations and companies get on the bandwagon because they want to change everything into this rainbow. Like they had this damn cereal called, I think it's called We're All Together. There's some craziness, and it's just mixed Fruit Loop rings, but they're all the different colors of the rainbow. And I'm like, what the hell are you guys doing over here at Kellogg's? And in the box got Tony the Tiger, the Rice Krispie Kids, somebody else is on there. And I'm like, really? Because July 1 come, y'all gonna kill all of that noise and be back to your regular scheduled program. I'll be like, well, we gave them a month.
Yep.
We don't owe them anything else, you know? Fighting for the same-sex marriage was already a fight enough. You gave us cereal now. We got cereal.
Woo!
Yay! Yay for the gay cereal. Probably tastes like trash.
Have the milk with the rainbows on the milk.
Right. They layered it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, let me get a 2% gallon of that one right there. Yeah. Okay. It might give me some type of food poisoning or something because of the color in it, but let me get that. Because don't nobody else know I got this milk in the house, but I know it's here. Yeah.
All of a sudden, they should taste the rainbow.
Yeah, right. For real. Literally. You'd be like, is that strawberry part? So we get to the blue, it's the blue. See what they did. So yellow's women. Okay. Yeah, Skittles lost their mind. They put a whole bag of just white Skittles together like they refuse. And I'm like, really? Let's see if somebody crunch on Skittles again in life. Skittles. What's that about? All right, got you. All white Skittles. That's cool. They was like, we won't have no rainbows this month. But in July, we'll get back to the regular food coloring and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Chris, I want to thank you for coming on the show, for being here to give us some tips with safety, with fire, your background, what brought you here, and how you're going to just continue to keep pushing forward, being a chief. Not only that, hopefully building other females to be in that position later on in life from the fire department that they can step up. You're setting a great example to women, and I appreciate that. So kudos to you. I think people, again, women in the field of work where you are as far as in fire, I think they probably appreciate you as well because you're actually being the face of showing all possibilities for women. So I thank you for that. And I'm sure, like I said, that they appreciate that as well. And I think you'll probably see that more so on their actions and how they treat you. And they already have the respect for you as well. So you might be the driving force to bring more women into the field of being a firefighter. So kudos to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, I will then again talk to you soon. Until then, you stay safe. Keep your town safe.
Oh yeah, let her try.
and I'm gonna keep you enchanting of my Nam Yoho Renge Kyo that you don't have too many fires that jumps off on the weekend, so you can at least try to enjoy it and get some rest.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You have a good night.
You too.
Thank you. All right. Bye-bye.